You get up from the couch, you have a reason, a clear, solid reason. You walk down the hallway, you push open the door, you step into the room, and nothing. It's gone. You're standing there looking around like the answer might be written on the wall somewhere. It isn't, so you just stand there, feeling mildly betrayed by your own brain. And the worst part, the moment you walk back to the couch, it comes back instantly, like it was waiting for you. This happens to almost every single person on the planet, and most people assume it means they're getting forgetful or distracted or maybe just a little bit scattered. But here's the thing, your brain didn't forget, it did exactly what it was designed to do. And what it did is actually kind of remarkable. Your brain is not a filing cabinet, it doesn't store memories in one flat pile, it stores them in scenes. Think of it like chapters in a book. Every environment you're in becomes its own chapter. The couch, the hallway, the kitchen, the bedroom, each one is its own mental container. And everything you think, feel, or plan inside that container gets tagged to it. So when you're sitting on the couch and you suddenly think, I need to grab my charger, that thought gets quietly filed under couch chapter. It belongs there, it makes sense there. But the moment you stand up and walk through that door, something happens that you never consciously notice. Your brain closes the chapter, it draws a line, it says, old scene, done, new scene, starting now. And that thought about the charger, it's still in the old chapter. Back in the couch room, where you left it. Researchers call this the doorway effect. And here's what makes it genuinely strange. It isn't just about distance. You can walk the same number of steps across a large room and remember everything perfectly. But the second you pass through a doorway, a physical boundary, your brain treats it as a reset. The doorway itself is the trigger. Not how far you walked, not how much time passed, just the act of crossing from one space into another. Your brain is doing this because it is trying to be efficient. Think about how much your brain has to hold on to at any given moment. Everything you're seeing, hearing, feeling, planning, remembering. If it kept every single thought from every single room you'd ever been in, all loaded and active at the same time, it would be completely overwhelmed. So it loads what's relevant to where you are, and it quietly archives everything else. The doorway is basically your brain's way of saying, context has changed, clear the working space, load new information. It's the same reason your phone slows down when you have 50 apps running at once. Your brain closes the apps it thinks you no longer need. The problem is, sometimes you did still need that app. You just didn't tell your brain that before you walked through the door. And this is why going back works so reliably. When you walk back into the room where the thought originally happened, your brain reopens that chapter. The environment itself acts like a key. The couch, the light, the smell, the sound, all of it sends a signal that says, this context again. And suddenly the thought surfaces, not because you tried harder, because the room remembered for you. So here is something worth trying. Next time you need to remember something as you move between rooms, say it out loud before you reach the door, or picture the object you need clearly right at the moment you cross the threshold. You're not fighting your brain, you're just giving it a bookmark before it turns the page. You are not getting forgetful, you are not scatterbrained. You have a brain that is so aggressively organized that it archives your thoughts the moment you leave their territory. You got up from the couch, you had a reason, and your brain filed it away so neatly you couldn't find it. That's not a flaw. That's your brain doing its job, maybe a little too well. Now, what did you come in here for again? What do you think? Does this happen to you every single day? Tell us in the comments, and if there's another why question that's been living quietly in the back of your mind, drop it below. That's exactly what this channel runs on. I'll be back soon with another why, hiding inside something completely ordinary. Until then, stay curious. Hey, you are still here, that's great. Watch the next Curious Why video. Also subscribe if you like the work. Thank you for watching.